Now, welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
So we talked some of Henry Gilroy talking about how he disliked Sabine getting this full Jedi treatment. He thought it was overkill, that it shouldn't have happened.
In the
Right?
Ahsoka series, yeah.
Absolutely. He's actually been on a podcast that is re-watching Star Wars Rebels, and he said some interesting things. The things that I think I very much support.
I saw the video. You showed it to me right before we recorded, and
I
he said
did.
one of the wisest things I think I've ever heard in relation to Disney Star Wars.
Yes. He said that it was his job, and he said this apparently to Disney, by the way. He said it was his job not to protect Disney, but to protect the Star Wars brand.
Yes, from Disney, but he didn't.
He didn't say
I
from
mean, he didn't
Disney.
say it that way, but
yeah,
it's
just
kind of
saying
implied.
that,
Yeah.
because apparently they were pushing over and over again. They wanted Ezra riding Chopper like a skateboard. It's even on one of the posters. He's just riding on him. And he's like, no, he's a character. He's his own person. He's not just like a tool.
A gimmicky, stupid thing for you to sell toys with, maybe.
Well, and that would have been a very Disney thing to do. Like, look, here's my droid. I ride around on it. It is a very much more of a Disney thing. But I really do support the fact that he wanted to come out and say, yeah, this quote has gotten me into a little bit of trouble in the past, but my job is to protect Star Wars.
I feel like there's an incompatibility between normal Disney or everyday standard Disney and what they usually want and what Star Wars is or is supposed to be, if that makes sense.
Right. And that was a concern I had with Skeleton Crew, to be honest. I thought going after a Goonies in space type feel was going to end up with a more Disney-esque type feel, but they avoided some of the pitfalls that I think Disney would never have avoided.
Well, if we go back in time, and I agree with you, there
okay.
were concerns about Skeleton Crew maybe being a little too kid-friendly, and it didn't turn out that way. But we can go back in time, the 11 years before Rebels came out. You'll remember I was terrified because I thought it was going to be too Disney-like. You were more confident than I was. I was very
much more
nervous, and not necessarily because it was Disney, but because it was Disney at the same time. It's not that I thought Disney was like, oh, it's going to ruin Star Wars like it maybe arguably has to some degree, but I thought they were going to kind of Disney-fy this show, and we were coming off Clone Wars, which was a pretty good show. One that kind of got more and more mature, you could say, as the seasons went on.
Definitely.
And I thought we were going to do this hard reset back to just total kid-friendly ridiculousness, and stormtroopers wouldn't be killed. And the stormtroopers and stuff, the Empire in Rebels wasn't always great, mind you, but I was very afraid at what that show was going to be.
I think you cheered when the Inquisitor chopped off some heads. You were like, oh, it is real.
I literally cheered in like the 12th episode. The two buffoon officers, that's how I always refer to them as.
Yes, the Disney officers, yeah.
Yes, that's such a good name for them. The two Disney officers, like Tarkin shows up and it's like the show suddenly is like, okay, we mean business.
Yeah.
Because Tarkin had him decapitated by the Inquisitor. And it's heavily, heavily implied. I'll show the clip here. It's not like you don't see the heads roll.
Oh, but you know.
But it totally happened and you're like, what in the heck?
I mean, then you had Ezra's fall to the dark side. You had Vader show up and almost kill him with his own lightsaber.
Oh, that was the best moment. I mean, I like Ezra, but that would have been so cool
hardcore.
to see Ezra decapitated.
Well, Ezra was gonna control that walker and walk him right off.
That was also very brutal. Yeah, Rebels had its moments.
They didn't shy away from hard hitting stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's why I was concerned with Skeleton Crew, the more family friendly. But then they were like, no, Jon Donalwood's a bad guy, and he's going to remain that way. He didn't fall for the Disney redemption trap.
No, he didn't actually.
He has a heart of gold. He's going to redeem himself, and he regrets what. No, he didn't regret it. He lived a hard life, and those shaped his choices.
Very well said, and that's exactly the character he was, and it was refreshing not to have him Disneyfied in the end. Like, oh, I'm sorry, kids. You guys were right all along. I'm changing my ways, and I'm a good guy now.
A good example of Disney Star Wars would be the Star Wars Resistance show.
That was
very Disney-fied.
Yeah, it was.
Everyone was really goofy and over the top, and we're racers, and we're working together to stop the Empire, the First Order, and stuff. I'm a spy. Wink, wink.
I like that.
No, it was over the top. It wasn't Kaz Liotta.
Yeah, look at you. Yeah.
Yeah, he was over the top.
We suffered through that. I mean, we watched every single 1.5 seasons, every episode. We endured it. It was just bad. There was never a time where I'm like, maybe this is when it turns around.
I think they had like 1 or 2 episodes. You're like, hey, maybe now, and then it was like, no, it wasn't.
There were a couple that were not
directly
bad.
like overlapped with Force Awakens, I believe.
The
when you were like,
destruction of the
maybe.
Haasian system. That was probably the best episode when he watches the planet get destroyed and everything, and it's his parents are on there, or his dad, or whatever it was. He's the senator. Because he's actually, his dad is in the Ahsoka series. He's kind of the douchebag senator.
He is the douchebag senator.
So
if you ever wondered, he did have a son.
He did have a son, yeah.
Who was a really bad spy.
Really bad spy.
Everyone knew he was a spy. He was not hiding that very well.
No, I can't recommend.
Also, everyone was too stupid to realize he was a spy, even though he broadcasted it very well.
Yeah, I can't recommend Resistance at all. There's nothing redeeming about Resistance. I'm sorry if you liked it. That's great, but I
did not care for. Just like I feel, even in relation to this quote, I feel that Sabine's new character arc is them like slapping him in the face in a sense, like, "Oh, you didn't want me to be a Jedi, huh?
Oh, here you go.
Well, Disney all over that. Yeah. She can be a Jedi because we always wanted her to be, and you didn't let us do it." And then somewhere in the Ahsoka season 2. Ezra's gonna be riding Chopper.
Oh my god! If it happens, we'll know.
Oh my goodness!
We'll know Disney finally got their way.
They're like, "See, we did it. You couldn't stop us, Henry Gilroy."
He was the protector we didn't know we needed.
Yeah.
He tried to save us from Disney.
It's funny because the other Gilroy, Tony, of course,
also saved us.
Also protected us from Disney.
No relation though.
He did tell his fantastic story, and it had the elements of Star Wars, but it never felt like Disney. He didn't pull punches. These were all real characters. Nobody was dulled down or dumbed down or watered down or anything like that.
From what we have heard, Disney did have some suggestions, but it was Kathleen Kennedy who went to bat for Tony Gilroy and made sure he got to make the story or do the story he wanted in the way he wanted to do it.
Because she wants that to be her legacy.
That is like her.
Remember that one time I went to town for Gilroy? That was me.
I mean, there's been good things in the Disney era, let's be real. But I mean, that's the one thing, that's the one thing she can hang on her belt and say, in some small way, I was responsible for that, and that's the biggest win. Not necessarily in terms of ratings and financially, but in terms of making something that's going to stand the test of time.
What a crazy idea that show had definitely had strong female characters, but they weren't over the top, in your face. They were all real characters too.
Oh, you're talking about Andor, yeah. Nobody,
Absolutely.
I've never heard anybody complain about the character. Oh, a little bit. Sure, but some people just like to complain for the sake of it. But
they were all very flawed, regular people.
Yeah,
and it worked.
My next Battle of the Heroes and Villains, which I'm finally doing, is going to be on Dedra. So you should check that out. You don't watch my videos, but
Dedra, she had that mental collapse. That was great.
Oh, Dedra was a fantastic character.
Dedra started out more on the normal side, an ambitious career person, and by the end, she was so like caught up in the rat race that she was like she mentally broke, and was like, "I will do anything for the Empire. I'm gonna sacrifice my boyfriend who I love. I don't care. I want this promotion. I'm done."
We're going back to Coruscant Heroes. We just got to do this Gorman Massacre thing.
The Gorman Massacre broke her. Literally, it broke her. Because she didn't want to do it in the first place. She wanted to keep hunting Axis. And instead, she got put on this other job that literally broke her.
Yeah, she didn't care about
it. She was a fanatic by the end.
She is arguably the best villain in the Disney era.
I should add her to the list.
Oh, yeah.
Remember,
we have a special video.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that for Sunday. I wanted to do a Sunday Fun Day tier list thing, and this one was going to involve the villains of Star Wars.
Yeah, you wanted me to
a dual
rate
ranking
them.
system.
Yeah, based personally,
yes, personal opinions of them. Do you personally like them for whatever reason you do? How much do you like them? And then how effective are they as Star Wars villains?
Might come out tomorrow. I say might because you never know with us.
Oh, I hope so. We just talked it out.
Your computer took a...
I have no computer.
Yeah, you have no, so that...
Somehow the cat went behind there. Cords got yanked. My power supply for sure is broken.
That's what we believe. We're going to try to replace it tomorrow. And hopefully your computer will turn back on. Because she just crawled back there and the cord started to tug. All of a sudden your computer turned off and it's like it didn't turn back on.
And hopefully all goes well, or else there'll be more tears.
Yeah, you were quite upset.
Refused to
hug the cat.
Everything is on my computer.
You refused to hug the cat. That's when you know something.
I didn't.
You wouldn't even
24
pet her.
hours straight.
You love that cat. That's your cat.
I told Kylo he was my new
favorite. I know
favorite.
you did. It was right in front of Yuna too. And Kylo is not your favorite.
No. But he is right now.
Kylo is my boy. That cat spends 23 hours a day with me, and the other hours spent
he's coming around.
He is coming around. Yeah, but he sits in my lap all day, and we work together.
None of the cats sit in my lap.
Not even your favorite. Or your former favorite.
A cold-hearted person.
No, you are the opposite. You're like the sweetest, nicest person I've ever met. I don't just say that because I decided to marry you. decided to. Like, it was my choice.
It's entirely your choice.
I asked you, you said yes, so here we are.
No, I didn't say.
Actually, you did. You said don't do this, but that's a whole other story.
That is such a weird story. I think the Discord may have heard it.
All right, they're getting it quick. So I asked you, we were just sitting on the couch at home, and I was like, what is your...
Not at home. It was at our old apartment.
Well, that was our home. It was our old apartment.
It wasn't a nice apartment.
No, it was not a nice apartment, but we were saving money for our own home someday, and we haven't, and we saved for a very long time. So I asked you, like, what is your dream? And you just simply said to get married and have a family. And so I asked you if you would marry me. And as I'm getting down on my knee, you're like, don't do this. Don't do this.
I didn't want the memory of getting proposed to in my crappy old apartment that I didn't like just because I kind of pseudo asked for it.
You kind of did. I wasn't expecting that. That wasn't like a plan. I don't even know why I asked you, but
I had these grandiose dreams of where it would be. Yeah, and it was in our crappy apartment.
The sad thing is we have a place too.
We do. We have a place, and you couldn't take me to our place. You're just like, oh,
right
let me
here,
just do this right now.
Crappy apartment.
And
get down on the floor.
Don't do this. I should have said no and made you try again later.
But you didn't.
I was too angry.
Anyway, that is all we got for you this time. Your turn to take to the comments below. Tell us what you think of any and all of today's news. I think you're getting
roasted in the comments for that.
I don't know. Was that the right move? Like, let me know. Like,
no, the right move would have been to plan it out diligently once you knew what I wanted.
But I just felt like it was the moment. I just felt something in that moment. Anyway, thanks for watching. And let us know who was right, who was wrong.
You're going to be so wrong.
Come on.